Hey folks, welcome back. It is Board Bob and this is Factorio Modded. Alright, so we set up production for electric furnaces, and they've been cooking along real nice. Since we're going to be doing that, we're going to be increasing our electrical needs. So I went ahead and threw down some more steam engines for our power plant, just because I knew we were going to need them. And while I was at it, since I had the extra power, I went and all of those radars that we have picked up over the course of this, I went and threw them down so we kind of can see, what's going on out there. We get a little better feel for landmass. And it's starting to shape up nice, I think. We definitely got some natural barriers around here. Nothing too much, too extreme, but just enough, I think. We definitely have some really nice petroleum deposits in several locations. We got a pretty decent uranium deposit, 3 million. And another 1.7 up here. So we're looking good, guys. We're looking way good. So let's go ahead and go on up here and get our smelting started, shall we? So let's go ahead and grab our what furnaces we got. There we go. And whilst we're up there, let's go ahead and grab our miners. We'll grab a few of these. We're not going to take all of them, but we'll certainly grab a few. That ought to get us started on taking out that iron patch that's up there. Excuse me. So let's head on up here. So as I did as you guys probably remember, I went ahead and set up the lab area up here, and it's already laid down. I went in and finished putting in the parts that we were missing, i.e. the inserters and the long-handed inserters. Now what I did not put in was the rest of these labs. I picked up 3 more while I was out doing things, so we'll set those down. But the rest of these labs are going to come from our other lab when we get around to it. And I think honestly that this is going to be plenty of labs. I don't know what we're going to do with all those other labs. Like I had said before, maybe we'll put a recycling mod in here and start recycling some of this stuff, because damn. Alright, so let's go on over here and let's look at getting our smelting started. So here's what we got. We've got this big iron patch here. Cancel. And we got this copper patch over here that we can bring both of those in. And we got this great big area here that I went ahead and cleared with the flamethrower and took out some of the rest of the trees and this and that and the other. So I think this is going to be our main smelting area, at least for the time being. We certainly have plenty of room to grow this downward and over to the right. So let's go ahead and set this up. Now, as you can see, I cleared a lot of the trees out, but I didn't clear them all out, but that's okay. So let's grab ourselves some electric furnaces. We're going to put down 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Now, this is going to be a little different than what I normally set my furnaces up as. I'm trying something a little different. Based off of having watched my my buddy Joe Mama's videos, I wanted to go ahead and try his setup, or at least my version, I guess, if you will, of his setup. And what I'm doing is I'm setting this up in such a way that no, you know what? We don't want that. What am I doing? My bad. Alright, so there's that. My thought process is, ultimately, if we get as much iron ore as what I'd like to get, we want to keep this thing racked and stacked. So let's put down 2 lines coming in on each side, because we can feed both of these, we can feed all of this and maximize this. The reason I didn't put these here is because I have some plans here. Alright, so now let's put our gozautas. Oops. And that's going to go to another splitter. I'm just running these out for reference. I haven't quite decided yet which direction I'm going to take this stuff out. I want to have as much flow through as I possibly can. Ultimately, when we get the faster belts, of course, we will be replacing this with the faster belts. For right now, we got what we got, right? So there's that. And then I'm just going to put in poles for this setup. Down the road, when we have substations, we may go back and redesign one based around substations. But this is what we got right here. So that is going to be our basic layout. And what I think we can do with this is, I think that if we blueprint this, that we can expand this and keep just expanding it down and down and down and down and down. So let's grab ourselves a new blueprint and let's make a blueprint of this, right? And then we're going to add that blueprint, of course, to our book. Oh, looks like it's already in there. Yeah, weird. Okay, so it is in there. I don't know. I think I was playing around with this and may have put a copy in it already, but I wanted to go ahead and build it out and show you guys. So now, what I'm thinking is what we can do, because we have that, right? We should be able to do this right like that. And that will allow us to go ahead and basically go ahead and tile this, you know, over and over and over again. The one thing I didn't put in, because like I say, I'm still kind of debating, is splitters here to combine our outputs. I think I will probably do that and redo the schematic or the blueprint at some point. But that's my thought process on how we're going to set this up. Now, I just put it there just to have the room to do it. So now I'm going to get rid of the blueprint that's there, yeah, we'll pick these trees up. We marked them. At some point, the robots will try picking them up, so we might as well grab them. And we're going to grab all of this back up, because now that I've got the blueprint, we can kind of play around with where we want to fit this thing. And we're going to do 2 rows of these. One row, of course, being for iron, and one row being for copper. Keep an eye on our picks. At some point we're going to make another steel pick. Ran out of steel picks, so I had to craft some iron picks in hand while I was doing what I was doing. Now obviously initially we are not going to have enough iron production to necessarily justify a huge number of these, but that's okay, because as we get our trains running, the plan is to bring everything back here and expand it. So let's flip the first one over. I think that gives us room for that. It gives it, you know what? Let's see something here. Yep, that's as far this prominence out. So if we do one here for iron and we do one here for copper, we should be golden. So let's plop down our blueprint, and then we're going to build this out. And then before we do our next, drop down our next one, I think we're going to go ahead and add the other splitters in to that blueprint, just to make us happy. I'm just kind of concentrating here because I want to make sure I get everything lined up where we want it lined up at without having a major league brain fart. Alright, so we got it all there. So now, like I say, I think what we're going to do is we are going to add the splitter to our blueprint. Right, so now we got our goes into splitters, it goes out of splitters, and we can tile this really nice. So let's open this blueprint up and get rid of it, and let's go into our book and get rid of that other one as well, and dump that one. Oop! Did I dump the whole book? Please tell me I didn't dump the whole book. I dumped the whole book. I'm an idiot. All right, well, luckily, thank God. The only thing we had so far was we had our lab blueprint, right? And we had the blueprint that we are in the process of making. So let's grab our lab blueprint, put it back in here, right? In case we need another one. Let's grab ourselves a new book, put it there, open the book, put the schematic in, or put the blueprint in it, and let's try not to be stupid this time. All right? So let's grab ourselves a new print and grab this and okay it. So now we've got it. Now let's put that in the book. There we go, it's in the book. Grab our book, shift mouse wheel, flip it over, right? And then we can just tile this right on down. And there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 30. Yeah, of course that's in our way. Now, I could just hit shift and put it down and go take the tree out of the way later. But screw it. 5, 10, 6, 12, 24, 36. That should be more than enough to get us running. I would think so, yes? So let's set up the same thing for our copper. And let's give ourselves some distance, obviously. Excuse me again. And we'll start putting that down. Now, obviously we don't have our robots, so we can't get our robots to lay this down, but this gives us reference and tells us kind of, you know, where we're putting things so that we can just go ahead and bang these out real quick, rather than having to think about it each and every time. We can just run through these and drop them down. And the nice thing with these electric furnaces, yeah, they're big, yeah, they use a lot more electricity, but we don't have to worry about trying to figure out how to stick coal in here, and we can fill these conveyors up, or these belts up, completely, and pack the resources in as much as possible. Now, I don't know, we should have enough splitters. If we don't, life sucks, and that's the way it goes, right? But we will see. Oops. And if you notice, if you mess up and you place something over top of something with these ghost layouts, it will erase whatever is supposed to be there. So you want to be very aware of that fact, because if you screw up, then you know, you may not remember what's supposed to be there afterwards. Oops, wrong button. Is that all of them? I think that's all of them. Let's put our poles down. We may run short on poles. We shall see. Looks like we're running low on poles, so we may run out of poles. That's okay. If we do, we do. You know, that's life. Yep, we're out of poles. We'll make more poles. We got copper? Yes, we got copper. We got wood. Let's make a bunch of poles. While that's doing that, we can lay down our tracks and we can lay down our inserters. And of course, I'm sure we are going to run out of fast inserters with a quickness as well. But at least we have enough for one full set. And then we got a bunch of slow inserters, and we'll just have to live with the slower inserters, and we'll have to go back later and put in our faster inserters. But for now, we'll use what we got, right? And given that we're running yellow belts, I mean, it's not really gonna kill us that terrible awful with regards to running yellow inserters. It's when we get really going that we're going to want to have the faster inserters. But for now, the main thing is to get the layout set up and get the production going, so that we will no longer, for some time to come, I would hope, be hurting for at least the basic materials of copper plates and iron plates. Now, in retrospect, and this just occurred to me, what I should have probably done, and that's okay because we have space elsewhere, is I probably should have gone ahead and put in steel smelting right next to iron smelting. Oh well, that's what they make belts for. Alright, so there are all of our inserters. Let's go back and finish up our poles. That way we don't inadvertently forget something, right? We get part way through and get distracted doing something else, and then we won't go back and do them. And then we'll wonder why we got flashy lights. There we go. And it turns out to not be a big rat's nest, which is nice. All our wires laid down nice and symmetrical and not all tangled up. And then once we get these laid, we'll go over and we'll set up our mines, and then we will bring power into all of this. Oops. And then we will have more plates than we know what to do with. Which means we're going to have to start doing something with them. Oh man, are you kidding me? One freaking pole. We're short one freaking pole. Unreal. Man. Alright, fine. So sorry I'm not talking, guys. I'm just kind of concentrating on what I'm doing here. I forget where I'm. Whoops. See what I mean? If I start talking, then I'm gonna screw up. So there we go. Alrighty, getting there. As long as we don't run out of belts, right? I think we're almost done. Alright, there's one side, and it looks like we are done with that one completely. So let's go ahead and bang out this side real quick. Oh, we are out of belts. Yep, we're out of belts. Alright, well, let's run down here and get some more, get this finished up, and then we can get our power going up into it, and go from there. And we'll get this banged out, we'll get power hooked up, and that will get us cooking along nicely. We should have a box of belts down here somewhere. Where's our box of belts? There's our box of belts. Yeah, we'll just grab all of them. Screw it. You know what? While we're down here, we probably want to grab some copper. And I just realized, because I didn't notice it before, we want to do this too. So let's see. So we got flight researched. Next we got construction robots, which needs sulfuric processing of batteries, what have you. So we can do lasers, which will give us laser turrets, which you guys know me, I'm a fan of laser turrets. Excuse me, but we're going to need batteries regardless. So let's go ahead and you know what, we'll bang out this one real quick because it's only 50, and then we will grab lasers or batteries, sulfur, so we can get batteries. Yeah, you guys know what I meant. That way we can start producing robots, and we don't have to stand around all day and place belts. It's the whole point of robots, is to make our lives easier, not to take over the world. And hopefully, I guess, that doesn't happen. You know, all those laws of robotics, right? Hopefully they kick, and hopefully we do the right thing. So that we don't end up with sex bot overlords. Which, I mean, okay, maybe that might be interesting, but still. You know, priorities. Alright guys, we're looking good, looking good. almost like I planned this. Alright, sulfur. Gotta get out of the habit of hitting that escape button. Alright, there we go. We got our copper, we got our iron. Now let's go over here and get our iron production flowing so that we can go ahead and hit this sucker up. And as you can see, I put in poles over here so we can put in these radar sites and stuff, so we got power close by. So that'll be nice. Alright, so I thought we would try something a little differently this time, maybe. And where's our mines? There's our mines. So we are going to pack these suckers as tightly as we can pack them on this deposit. And the one thing we are going to do is right up, what is as close to the middle as possible. And we'll see if that's middle or not once we, well, not so much whether it's middle or not, but oh yeah, there we go. At least we didn't set it on fire or blow it up. I have done both. You know what? I wonder. We have multiple inputs over here. I wonder if we did this instead. See, and this is, I'm gonna change things up a little bit from the past. In the past, what I have done is I've just run one output from these places. What if we run a number of outputs? Right? What if we do this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then room for 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you know what? Duh. Let's do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which, when we get up there, that'll be 6. Right? You know what? Sorry about this, guys. This is a new idea and a new thought process. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Space, space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be absolute overkill, but we're going to see how it works. Alright, so that should give me enough that when I get up there, now the problem is going to be I'm going to have to leave space for, alright, we're going to kill that one temporarily. Right, right, and then this should be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bingo. Alright, let me put this pole back. Sort of. We're going to put it here. Alright. We don't want that running yet, but I don't care at this point. So what my thought process is, the reason I did this is if we do this, what if we did this? And we ran, and this is just going to be, like I say, total overkill, but it's close enough to it that we're not running super long distances with these belts. But we have multiple inputs up there. Why not take advantage of the fact that we have multiple inputs up there? Right? So here's my thought process. Well, almost my thought process. Batteries. Alright. So 1, 2, 3, right? Three. And of course, no, we're not out of them. I just hit the wrong key. 3, 3, 3, right? And then it would be 1. That's it. 1, 2, 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. Right? Right. There we go. So what if we did that? All the way up. Right? That. Oh, we missed one. Now, in theory, this should give us just crazy or throughput. When we get it all hooked up here. And this just occurred to me. Once we were sitting here thinking about how we were going to run all of these into all that smelting, and I figure we've got all that input, we might as well make use of it, take advantage of it, right? I mean, why not? Oops. All right. Is that all of it? Just about. So this one right here. Right, right. And this goes straight up. Oh, nice. I really need to mark where those things were when I take them up, I guess. Otherwise, we're going to be blowing this shit out of ourselves on a regular basis. Oh well. We have our armor now. We're protected, generally speaking. So, I think we're better than we were. We're better off. Alright. So, let's lay ourselves down some mines here, folks. We're just going to have to cut these power lines off for a little bit here. The only thing it's really affecting is that radar site It's the only thing that's really hooked up right now. So we're not hurting anything by not having them. We can still function just fine. I know, overkill to run the one line over here, but I want my consistency. Good thing we picked up as many mines as or as many mining drills as we did, huh? All right. Oh man, almost. You know what? We're gonna go down and get them. I want to see this whole thing running. I guess not really down, over. But yeah, I want to see this whole thing pumping out iron ore. Kind of looking forward to that. That should be neat. So let's go up here and grab another. You know what? Let's grab a couple of stacks because we got some copper and such to do in other places. And let's grab that. How are we looking at poles? We're gonna want. Oh, let's restart our research now. Robotics. Now that we got batteries, let's do our robotics. Grabbing this copper because we are going to want to make poles to power this stuff. Ooh. Duh. We're also going to want steel plates. If there are any. And if they're not, alright, let's create ourselves some steel plates that we can use. Any inserters? There's some inserters. And a pole. And a pole. And a chest. A chest. Alright, there we go. Alright, we do have some, so we're okay. Because we're gonna create medium poles. We're gonna create as many medium poles as we can, so that we can power all these mines. Oh, come on, don't run into the trees. So I think we got all the belts we need run at this point, looks like. Now we just need to finish up these last mining drills. How's that look? With the exception of this little tiny spot right down here, and needing a belt right there. I think looks like we got her all, right? Looks like we got her all. So now let's run 1, 2, 3. Is that 4 lines? It's like 4 lines total. Well, 3.5 line. It's okay. Let's go up here. And we will run our lines down to and across to here. So that's our corner mark right there. So now if we run, what if we do this? Let's say we run all the way up, right? We run all the way up on that side. Looks like 2 spaces. 1, 2. On that side. And then we do this. Now we'll come back to that in a minute. I'm curious to see if we did that. there. That's all the way up there. And oops, dummy. We're gonna run out. Alright, well, splitter. And then construction robots. Where'd our splitter go? We built one, I know we built one. Right. Undergrounds? We're out of undergrounds. Of course we are. There we go. Not anymore, we're not. Right? Right. Alrighty. So now, let's see. Hey, you guys can see what it is I'm up to here. I'm bringing 4 lines up. We're just gonna maximize our throughput from the word go if we can. Not that we're going to use all of it right off. You know, I mean, that much is obvious, but you know what? Let's have and not need, right? Need and not have and not need. That's what I was preaching before. Now, the question is, what are we going to do with those other 2 lines that are come up? And the answer to that is we're just going to combine them. We're going to combine them with these other 2 lines. I think 4 lines of iron ore is probably plenty sufficient with regards to the amount of iron ore we got coming through. I don't think we're going to want more than that. You know, who knows? Maybe we will, but I wouldn't think so. I think that's probably going to be plenty. Well, once again, we are out of belts, but you know what? Let's just make a bunch of them right here. And whilst we're waiting on that, we will get things set up for our drills to get going. So groups of 3, right? And we're going to have to put in some intermediary poles, but that's okay. We'll deal with it. Because we should be able to run them across the top and the bottom, and that'll give us our intermediary poles to hook the columns together, I do believe. When all is said and done. I'm almost curious to see just what this does to our electrical production, because this is going to be one heck of a load on the electrical system, to say the least. Let's make sure everything is covered by poles. Looks like everything is covered by poles. Now we should be able to just drop a pole between each of these columns, and then once we hook up power, we should see all of this kick in all together. I have a feeling we're going to run out of, I'm almost certain we're going to run out of belts again. Yep, we're going to run out of belts. That's okay. Admittedly, that is a considerable number of belts. And we don't want to put it there because the poles are there. Alright, well, that has our two main sections hooked up. These ones can fill up and we will hook them in later. let's go up here, make sure we are connected where we want to be connected, and see that we've got power sort of in this area, which we do not yet, but we will have. Yep, okay, so where can we draw power from? Well, I guess we could come straight up or straight over, I suppose. Why don't we come straight up for now? We're probably going to move our plant somewhere other than where it is. But for right now, let us just go ahead and hook into our current system. Alright, so that should turn on our electric furnaces. Let's go take a look, see. And if it does, we will go down and we will turn on our ore production. Yes, alright, looky there. We got a few of them already working. Sweet. Now let's see what happens when we inundate the whole thing with ore. Shall we? This is going to be absolutely redonkulous in a good way, I think. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to this other side first. No, we're not. Because I believe either way we go. No? Okay. Good. So if we hook here, right, we're still not got electric. It's when we hook this side that things are going to run mad. I hope. So let's see. Get this tree out of the way. Alright, everybody ready, I hope? Here it goes. What did that do to our power? Oh my god! Yeah, I saw that coming. But, look at that. Yeah, they're going to run a little slow. We're going to have to get that going. We're also going to have to put balancers in on these lines, but that's okay. We can deal with that. We can throw the balancers in. We'll just have to make some splitters for that. But I think this is going to be stupid crazy. We're definitely going to have to add more power production. But that's okay. We planned for that. I've got more built. I just have to put it down. And we may very well just put it down up here somewhere. But there we go, guys. That's gonna pump out some serious iron. It's gonna be crazy. So I think what we're probably gonna do next is we're probably going to build ourselves an iron plate buffer to start sucking this stuff up into. We're going to want an iron plate buffer. We're going to want a copper plate buffer. Probably more than one. to accommodate all of this. But yeah, here it comes. Here comes that pretty precious ore. And all right, so there we go. All right, guys, so next time around, I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and work on, like I say, a buffer for this, and get that all contained into a buffer. We're definitely going to have to increase our power production significantly to accommodate this, because, well, no, here we go. I mean, now it's back down. I wonder why it jumped up so much, and then, oh, probably because of research, maybe. Now that the research is done, we're okay for a little bit, maybe. But we're just going to let this cook. We'll see now that it hits the furnaces and these furnaces kick on. We'll see how that affects things too. But yeah, this iron is gonna pump in here and kick all these furnaces on. Looks like it's getting there. And yeah. Oh yeah. All right, we're definitely coming up. All right, guys. So there we go. This is going to be our major smelting operation. Again, we will be able to continue to expand this downward. In fact, we might even want to consider doing that right here. We have the room. We could probably put one more set right in here and pump out from there. But yeah, there you go. I don't think we're going to have too many iron issues for some time. All right, guys, so there you go. I will see you next time. Don't forget to hit that like button and the subscribe button and leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. All right, have a good day. Bye.